This video will analyze the guitar and bass parts that appear in the interlude starting at 2 minutes and 18 seconds in the song. A tab sheet of each part will briefly be displayed after its respective analysis. A demo of the interlude will also be featured later in the video. The guitar solo beginning at 2 minutes and 29 seconds will also be briefly walked through. Since the supporting guitar and bass parts were established in the second video of this three-part series, they will not be further expanded upon in this video. A demo of the solo will close out the video. The tuning used in this video and on the record is E-flat and 440 wavelength calibration. If you're unsure how to tune E-flat, please watch the video E-flat tuning and enharmonic notes for guitar and bass by Marc Tex Wilson. The interlude is going to be 4 measures long. We're going to play this almost exactly like the bridge. We're going to use the same count and picking pattern with the ghost notes. The only thing we're going to do differently here is the chord. In the bridge, we are playing an F-sharp 5 power chord. Here in the interlude, we're going to move up all 3 fingers, 1 string in pitch to the same frets. Okay, this is a B5 power chord. The first 3 measures are going to be played all the way through, and on the 4th measure we're going to break on 3 so the drums and bass can do a fill which signals the solo. So with a 4 count lead in, let's run through all 4 measures one time, and I won't count aloud as I play this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the bridge on the guitars. This is going to appear at 2 minutes and 18 seconds right after the second chorus. The rhythm is actually going to be played with the same feel as the bridge is. The only difference is we're doing it on a B5 power chord instead of an F-sharp 5 power chord. We're going to play the first measure 3 times as indicated by the repeat sign at the beginning and ending of the measure highlighted in yellow. And on the 4th measure, we're going to break on 3, and that's where the drums and bass will do a fill to signal the guitar solo. The interlude is going to be exactly 4 measures long. We're going to start out by placing the first finger on the A string at the 2nd fret. This is a B note. The first half of each of these 4 measures will be played exactly the same way. The fills to end each measure are going to be played different each time. The first 2 notes are going to be 8th notes, both with downward picking motions, counted 1 and. The next 2 beats on 2 and E are going to be 16th notes picked down on 2, up on E. And what these will be is ghost notes on that same string. We're just going to release the pressure on the string with our finger and touch it just to deaden it out and produce a click. And on the and beat after 2, we're going to pick the B note again on that same string downwards. Okay, this is an 8th note. So the first half of each measure is going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and. On the 3 beat of the first measure, we're going to start out by placing the first finger on the A string at the 7th fret. We're going to play 3 30-second notes here, which are too fast to count, so we're going to have to play it by feel instead. On 3, we're going to pick this note downwards and quickly hammer on with the 3rd finger to that same string at the 9th fret, and pull back off to the 1st finger, which is still on the same string at the 7th fret. Okay. And the next 2 notes are going to be 16th notes, and that'll be with the 1st finger on the same string at the 5th fret. This will be counted and a, picked down, then up. Okay, let's do the first 3/4 of the first measure, just so you know what we're doing so far. I won't count aloud as I play, I'll just give you the 4 count lead in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Now for the last quarter of the measure, what we're going to do is play 4/16 notes, counted 4 and. We're going to place the third finger back on the same string at the 7th fret, pick this down on the 4 beat, and the next 3 are on the open A string, picked up, down, and up. So with a 4 count lead in, this is what the first measure is going to sound like. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second measure is going to be almost exactly like the first measure. Only the last few notes are going to be different. In the first measure, we played the open A string 3 times with the 3/16 notes to close the measure. On the second measure, we're just going to pick the open A string on the E beat and let it sustain out as a dotted 8th note. So what I'm going to do is I'll give you a 4 count lead in and just play the first 2 measures in sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4. To start out our fill on the 3 beat of the third measure, we're going to place the first finger on the D string at the 2nd fret. We're going to play 4/16 notes, counted 3 and for the third quarter of this measure. On 3, we're going to pick that note downwards. For the E beat, we're going to quickly hammer on with the third finger to that same string at the 4th fret. And the and beats are going to be that same note picked down and up. On the 4th quarter of the measure, we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did for the 3rd quarter. So with the 4 count lead in, let's just play the 3rd measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and a. On the 3 beat of the 4th measure to start our fill, we're going to place the first finger on the G string at the 14th fret. We're going to play this half of the measure exactly the same way we played the last half of the previous measure. The only thing different here is the notes that we're using. We'll do this. 3 and a 4 and a. Okay, and what we're doing there is we're filling with the drums to signal the start of the solo. So with the 4 count lead in, let's just do measures 3 and 4 in sequence. I won't count aloud as I play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's run through all 4 measures in sequence just one time. I won't count aloud as I play, I'll just give you the 4 count lead in. 1, 2, 3, 4. There really isn't much to the solo. It sounds like the left hand is touching the A and D strings just enough to dampen them out, while the right hand uses pick scrapes back and forth in a rhythmic fashion. There are definitely effects being used which are not specifically known for the purpose of this video. It will certainly sound better with them, but still works without them. Being lost in the mix is a bigger problem than not having the right effects. A volume pedal or a sound engineer may at least be needed to give it a boost out live. Here's a quick once through of what the solo will sound like without effects. 1, 2, 3, 4.